Right, hi there. This is a impromptu car video. I'm just about to set off and do the things I need to do this morning. So, it's Friday. I'm recording this video. I tried to make a video on Sunday, but I was too busy and slash stressed and or annoyed. So pick one. So if you know, the last couple of weeks I've had a commission to produce 19 pieces of artwork. And as of last Friday just gone, so what's it going to be? The 26th? Something like that. I'd got all but one piece worked, all done. So I messaged a client saying, one last piece to do, I need some better reference. And then Sunday came and the client got back to me and said, here's some more reference. Oh, and by the way, can you add 5 more pieces to that list for the end of the month? Okay, thanks, bye. No. So I want to talk today about deadlines and how I work with deadlines and why this sort of thing is really not cool. So when I get a deadline, I tend to work back a few days, and that's my actual deadline. A couple of days it gives me contingency in case something goes wrong. If I've got to put them in the post, at least I can say that they're posted before the deadline. If there's a sudden problem that needs some remedial work, I've got a couple of days grace to do that. And so when you're working out how you're going to hit that deadline, you take your revised deadline, you divide it between the amount of work or the steps involved in making the piece. So like say it's producing a page of comics. You might want to pencil it, ink it, colour it and letter it. So there's 4 steps, and if you've got a month, that means you're taking roughly a week on a step, right? So that also allows you to sort of determine how realistic a deadline is. If someone says, I want a 30-page book from you, penciled, inked, lettered and coloured, 30 pages in a month, you say, no, I can get you 30 pages penciled, I can get you 30 pages inked, but pick a step and we'll do it. And that makes it more manageable. And so I was sort of, when prepping for this deadline, I was saying I need to get X amount of drawings done in a week, and I was hitting that deadline. But then the client changed the rules, you know, and that's bad. That threw my deadline. That threw my project planning out, which means I couldn't hit the deadline. And so I sort of said to the client, we'll see what we can do. It's the 1st of April today. He hasn't got his extra pieces of artwork. He might get them next week. But that's not the same deadline. That's a different deadline. So yeah, deadlines are important, especially if you want to maintain output. And the problem with sometimes with rushed deadlines is that you have to make a sacrifice. You have to sort of say, in order to hit this deadline, I'm going to stop doing X, Y, and Z. And the things I was stopping doing for X, Y, and Z was Space Crash. Space Crash has suffered for this. We are about 50% toned on Space Crash, which is okay. I keep pushing the deadlines for release back. I mean, I've always said first quarter. So my first thoughts would be first quarter would be sort of April, out by April. It's more likely to be out by end of April. So I'm not happy about that. It throws my project planning out. It makes it difficult for me then to sort of work out what's a good speed to do an episode of Space Crash or a sort of book like Space Crash. So yeah, it's not great. Not great. Actually, over here, I'll just move this way a bit. Over here, you can see a finished jam piece that went out. This is a dungeon crawl piece, so you got that. So that's quite exciting. I think I've got next one's a double page, which could be interesting. Uh, right, so next couple of videos, I'm taking a small break. Let's make a small vacation. I know it's like, well, Dave, you've not been on here for 2 weeks. It's like, well, that's not. I wanted to be on here, but the deadlines were imposing themselves. So, but this is like a conscious. I'm out of the area. I'm out visiting family and friends, and for 2 weeks, at least a week, I'll be not available to do stuff. So, but I suppose it gives me a chance to prep for a much more in-depth video, which is what I'm keep teasing. I want to do an in-depth video on something, and I'm going to try and do that. I think it'll be fun. Right. Anyway, so this deadline's out of the way. This project's pretty much done. These extra 5 pieces, I might do them whilst I'm on vacation, and the client can have them, and do what they want with them. Okay, so that's the video. Yeah, so deadlines, kind of useful, I suppose. I think it's important to have deadlines so that you can say that a project has finished. If you don't, it's always going to be just there in the background. I mean, heck, even an ongoing thing, a long-term ongoing thing, like if you're drawing the same strip for 30 years, you might say, yes, but I need to get X number of scripts done for a certain time. And that's good to have a deadline, because you can say, yes, I've done all that, and now we can prep the next X number of scripts for the next deadline at whatever it's going to be. Deadlines are useful. They help you break large pieces of work up into smaller pieces of work, and they make things seem less daunting than they really are. It's like, so how do you eat an elephant? One chunk at a time. You don't sit down and eat the whole thing. You take little bites and make it last you. Because if you try to eat it in one go, you'd need some antacids at the end, I'm telling you. Sorry, this analogy kind of got away from us a little bit. Anyway, join us for the next video, and we'll try and get back on track with some fun stuff. Some fun, interesting stuff, okay? Less of this talking to the camera. Alright, so join me next time. You take care. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay? Alright, bye now.